Buongiorno a tutti e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian. Io sono Mark. Non c'è Francesca, non c'è Maurizio, non c'è Michela, non c'è Alberta, ma sono qui virtualmente. They're here in spirit and virtually because today we're going to be doing some learning with you as our Coffee Break community and with our colleagues in the Coffee Break Club. Let me just check that everything is working as expected. We've got our slides here. You should be able to see the slides on that side. You hopefully will be able to hear me okay. I think everything looks as if it is working. Now, we're broadcasting on our Coffee Break Italian Facebook page, Coffee Break Italian YouTube channel, and Coffee Break Languages YouTube channel. Wherever you're watching, you're very, very welcome. And indeed, if you're watching our replays, then you're also very welcome. We hope that this is useful to you and that you're going to enjoy it. We have some viewers live chatting in the chat. We've got Alexandros, who is saying he can't wait for it to start. We've got Josephine in Oregon. Daniel is also looking forward to it. Naheda saying ciao. Gina, it's first time for you, Gina. You're very welcome. We've got Helen, Teresa, Diane, Tina, Celia, lots of you joining us live. Tell us where you're watching from. That's always good. And it would be great to say ciao to some of you live. Now, what are we going to be working on today? Well, we are addressing lots of questions and comments that we have received from our Coffee Break community. Questions like this or statements like this. I don't have time to attend a traditional class, and an hour-long session with an online tutor is daunting. That is absolutely the case. And I think finding that time to fit in language learning can be a real challenge. I know that I find it difficult to squeeze in my language learning. At the moment, I'm working a little bit on Norwegian, a little bit on Japanese. We've started recording Coffee Break Japanese. It's very exciting, very interesting language. But what I am finding is that at the moment, I really only get the chance to do the actual learning when we're recording the lessons, and then a little bit of Duolingo at night to keep my hand in and also keep my streak up. But yeah, it's difficult to find lots of time to fit in. And another learner saying, I need something that will help me be consistent, something I can actually achieve on a daily basis, but I want more than Duolingo. And I find that, yeah, it's good to do the little exercises and check in with some vocabulary and so on, but I do want more. I want a teacher there to give me more feedback, to tell me what is right and what is wrong and so on. So definitely need something more. Someone else said, I can probably find what I need on YouTube, but by the time I've found something useful, I've gone off the notion for learning or I've become distracted. And I think that's very, very common. YouTube's great. There's lots of really good content on YouTube, but the fact is there's lots of really good content on YouTube, and very often you're distracted and you end up watching something that's got nothing to do with what you set out to watch. Some other comments, I enjoy listening to podcasts for native speakers, but they're too long and I lose motivation after 10 minutes. That middle one's just a repeat of the previous one in the last slide. I just noticed that before we started. It's the wrong comment there, so just ignore that one. But in the bottom, if I watch a long lesson or listen to a long podcast, I find that I forget a lot of what was covered and I need something short and effective. All of these statements are statements that we considered long and hard here at Coffee Break because we wanted to address a need and provide something that's different from what else is out there. Of course, there are apps like Duolingo. There are systems where you can sign up for an hour-long conversation class with a tutor. And as some of you said, that's quite daunting. We wanted to create something that was self-access, something that would allow you to move forward with your language skills by doing a little bit of learning every day, ideally with a cup of coffee or a tea or whatever you like to have by your side as you do a little bit of learning. So the Coffee Break Club has been created as an on-demand video library of language lessons. We have over 1,150 short lessons at different levels, and these levels are around A2, B1, B2 level. If you're familiar with the European Framework of Reference, this is basically an upper beginner level into an intermediate level. So that's the club videos tend to be around this level. But ultimately, we're helping you move forward with your language learning one coffee break at a time. So what is this session going to involve? Well, it's a taster session. We're going to be talking together. I'm going to be answering your questions. I can see we've got lots of you joining us. We've got, oh my goodness, lots of you. So Ada is joining us from Brazil. So glad to be here. Martina is saying hi from Holland. Tina in Canada, Maxine from Scotland, ciao Maxine, Teresa from the United States, the Queen Cuisine is listening from Minneapolis, Naheda is joining us in Kuwait, Eder saying, io ascolto Coffee Break podcast ogni giorno, perfetto. Maria is watching from Omaha in the United States, but is from Mexico. And Tanya's joining us from Finland, and Helen in Estonia. This is fantastic. We've got so many of you joining us live, and it's lovely to have you all here. Now, this is going to feature a couple of sample lessons. We're going to be doing some learning together. We no doubt will have some questions about the Coffee Break Club, and I'll be very happy to answer these. And then we'll also be doing a little bit of a demo of the club, both in our website and on the app, to explain a little more about what's involved with the club. At any point, if you have questions, please post them in the chat, and I'll be able to answer them and look forward to doing so. Most importantly, we're doing some learning today, because that's what it's all about. We're taking things forward. I want this next half hour, 40 minutes that I spend with you to mean something, and I want you to be able to move forward a little with your learning. I hope that everyone goes away from this having learned one thing today, or more, at least one thing, let's say. Okay, so the Coffee Break Club includes a whole range of videos. You can see some of the types of videos here on the screen, where we've got 5-minute challenges, we've got a coffee break with, we've got discovery videos, translations, dictations, walk, talk and learn, and so on. Lots of different types of videos, and we'll be seeing a little flavour of all of this. But we're going to watch a video just now, and this is a pre-recorded video, so this part's live. Obviously, I'm interacting with you on the screen here because I can read your comments, but these pre-recorded lesson videos will hopefully give you a flavour of the kind of learning that you could get from the Coffee Break Club. So in our first video, we're going to be joined by Michela, a new member of the Coffee Break Italian team. And Michela has a translation challenge for you. This is where you're going to be given 10 seconds to work out how you say certain things going from English into Italian. Allora, Michela, dai, cominciamo.
Ciao and welcome to the Coffee Break Italian Club. Io sono Michela. E oggi facciamo un po' di traduzione. We're going to translate some sentences from English into Italian. The topic of today's translation challenge is passato prossimo with the auxiliary verb essere. One thing to keep in mind about this is that if the auxiliary verb of the passato prossimo is essere, then the past participle must agree in gender and number with the subject it refers to. Okay, as always, for each sentence you will have 10 seconds. Ma non preoccupatevi, you can pause the video for as long as you need. Okay, if you're ready, feel free to grab a pen and paper or open your notes app on your device, and let's get started. Iniziamo! Did your holidays go well? Did your holidays go well? 10 secondi a partire da ora. Allora, la traduzione è: sono andate bene le tue vacanze? We translated your holidays as le tue vacanze, which is feminine plural. We then translated the verb to go well as andare bene. The passato prossimo of andare bene is sono andate bene, with the auxiliary essere. Notice how we used andate instead of andato because it agrees with the feminine plural word vacanze. So, the final sentence is sono andate bene le tue vacanze? We could also start the sentence with the subject and say le tue vacanze sono andate bene? Keep in mind that you still need the feminine plural agreement even when changing the order. Andiamo avanti con la seconda frase. How many people came to yesterday's event? How many people came to yesterday's event? 10 secondi a partire da ora. Ok, la traduzione è: quante persone sono venute all'evento di ieri? How many people is quante persone. Notice how quante agrees with the feminine plural word persone. The verb to come is venire, which becomes sono venute in the passato prossimo. Again, notice the agreement of sono venute instead of venuto because of the agreement with persone. And lastly, to yesterday's event is all'evento di ieri. We need the preposition al plus an apostrophe, which is the combination of a più il. So to the evento di ieri is literally the event of yesterday. And we need al plus the apostrophe because evento starts with a vowel. Okay, so the final sentence is quante persone sono venute all'evento di ieri. Let's go on with our third sentence now. The concerts have been postponed due to bad weather. Again, pay attention to the agreement of the past participle. 10 secondi a partire da ora. Ok, possiamo dire i concerti sono stati rimandati per maltempo. So, to be postponed is essere rimandato. The passato prossimo of essere rimandato is è stato rimandato. Now, because the concert is masculine plural, we need our past participle to be in its masculine plural form. So, è stato rimandato becomes sono stati rimandati. Then, due to bad weather, can be translated in different ways. We can say per maltempo, per il maltempo, or a causa del cattivo tempo. Okay, on to our final sentence, la nostra quarta e ultima frase. Careful, Sara, your bag fell. Careful, Sara, your bag fell. 10 secondi a partire da ora. Ok, una possibile traduzione è attenta Sara, la tua borsa è caduta. Attenta Sara, la tua borsa è caduta. So, careful is attento or attenta in this case. Your bag is translated as la tua borsa, which is feminine singular. The verb to fall is cadere. So the passato prossimo is è caduta because it agrees with la tua borsa. Okay, so the final sentence is attenta Sara, la tua borsa è caduta. Okay, benissimo. Well done for today and thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed translating these sentences on the passato prossimo. Io sono Michela e ci vediamo nel prossimo video di Coffee Break Italian Club. Nel frattempo, happy coffee breaking!
Grazie, Michela. Thank you very much indeed for that lesson. A great opportunity to do some practice of the passato prossimo and how it works, particularly with those agreements. Now, that translation challenge is one of the many videos that we have in the Coffee Break Club. And as I said, this is a taster session of the Coffee Break Club to give you a feel for what's involved. Now, we do have some questions and some comments. First of all, we've got some more hellos. We've got Lenica joining us from South Africa. Ciao, Lenica. Liz from Lancaster. Susan in Canada. Shevket in Turkey. And then Karen saying, la camicia di Mark non è verde, il capo sarà arrabbiato. I actually was wearing the green t-shirt a little earlier, but we thought it was just too green. So the green background and the red t-shirt works well, I think. I've still got my Coffee Break Italian logo here. We have Monica joining us from Svezia. Ciao, Monica. Hey. Let's see who else we have. Ligia is asking how much is the course. So that actually is one of the questions that we're going to answer in just a moment. For now, let's take a quick look at a testimonial from one of our club members. The club makes learning fun. I feel like I'm learning with friends and I feel part of a community. Our Coffee Break Italian community is very much a community, and we love seeing familiar faces here, or familiar names at least, on our comments in any live lessons we do and in our social posts and so on. But with the club, there's that added extra element of community, because we have a community within the club where we allow or where we organise challenges, where we post activities where you can take part and test your Italian. So that's one aspect of the club. But another aspect of the club is the subscription, because the subscription is not just for Italian, but also for French, German, and Spanish. So with one subscription, you get all 4 languages. So it's sort of buy one, get 3 free, if you like. And to answer Ligia's question, how much does a subscription cost? Well, one of the main reasons we're doing these live sessions this week is the fact that there is a special offer on this week where there's 30% off the club. Now, that means that normally the price would be $19.99 per month, but that's down to $13.99 this week only. And that gives you 30% off your first month, and thereafter it goes back up to $19.99. However, an even better offer is where we're taking 30% off the cost of our annual price. Now, the annual price, you're already saving 2 months on the annual price. So that's $199.99 rather than 12 times $19.99, which would be about $239.99. So you're saving already by going for the annual membership. And then we're taking 30% off that. So that's $139.99 for the year. And that is 30% off forever. So you lock in that price by signing up for an annual membership. Now, if you're thinking in terms of UK sterling, then that would be £110, and it works out about 30 pence per day, or 35 cents per day. And you can't really buy a lot for that. And that's the whole idea. We want to help you do a little language learning every single day, and having something structured, having something that you know you can trust, that you don't have to go looking for something. You can simply open the club and watch a video and do a little learning. I'm sure that in Michela's video there, you already learned something. Okay, how does the subscription work? Can you cancel at any time? Absolutely. So if you subscribe today, then it would recur. So after a month, the next payment would be taken, or after a year, the next payment would be taken, depending on whether you go for the monthly or the annual option. And if you prefer that not to happen, then you can cancel as soon as you like. So if you bought today and you bought a yearly subscription, you can cancel tomorrow and you'll still have access to that whole year. But obviously it wouldn't recur, the payment wouldn't recur at the end of the year. So if you wanted to sign up again at the end of the year, then you could simply reactivate your subscription. Okay, what else? Can I sign up using any currency? So the Coffee Break Club is based on a platform which is based in the US. So the pricing is all in US dollars, even though we're based in the UK. But obviously you can sign up from anywhere, and the pricing would be converted at the time of purchase based on your own currency and the current exchange rates. Okay. Please do keep the questions coming. I will definitely answer them all in just a moment. But we're going to look at another video, and I think for this one we're going to be joined by Francesca. And this is in our A Coffee Break With series. So as part of the club, we've got lots of different series, and in this one we're joined by Francesca, because she's going to be introducing a really interesting phrase, si chiama Pietro. Now, if you've been learning Italian, even for a short time, you probably understand that si chiama Pietro literally means he's called Peter, or Pietro. Let's find out more about exactly what this phrase means. So over to you, Francesca.
Ciao, and welcome to the Coffee Break Italian Club. Io sono Francesca. Thank you for joining me for this coffee break. In this video, we are going to see something really short and effective, which will add that little something to your Italian. So make sure you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with you, and we can start doing some Italian together. Allora, cominciamo! So, what I want to do with you in this video is seeing an idiomatic expression we use in Italian when we lend something and we want this thing to be returned to us. So, in Italian, we would say si chiama Pietro e torna indietro. Si chiama Pietro e torna indietro. This means it's called Peter and it's coming back. It's a little bit nonsensical, to be honest, but it's something so common in Italian that everyone understands. I think it's because of the rhyme between Pietro and indietro that the sentence also works so well. It's also so widespread in Italian that at times we would just say si chiama Pietro ... and it's intended that you want that thing back. Obviously, there are other ways to say it in Italian, let's say more normal ways to say it. For example, if I lend a pen, I can say non dimenticare di restituirmela, or devi ridarmela. So these are also common sentences. Don't forget to return it. You have to give it back. But si chiama Pietro is so much better in my opinion. So it's your turn now. I'm asking you, mi presti il tuo libro, per favore? What would you say to me? Well, yes, obviously you would say sì, ma si chiama Pietro e torna indietro. Okay, so in this video you have learned how to say in a nice, funny way in Italian that you want your things back when you lend them. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I will see you again soon, but in the meantime, let me know if there is a similar expression in your language, and make sure you use si chiama Pietro in your daily interactions in Italian. Grazie mille e come sempre, happy coffee breaking!
I think this is one of the things I like best about the Coffee Break Club, because every single video there is something to learn, and that was a new expression for me when I first watched that video. Si chiama Pietro, he's called Peter, e torna indietro, and I want it back. It's a great expression. And again, one of the ideas behind this is what we want to help you do is use the kind of Italian that native Italian speakers would be using, and perhaps not the kind of Italian that a learner would be normally using. So you can take yourself a stage further than that learner by learning some interesting phrases with cultural elements too. Okay, before we go on, we've got a few more hellos. We've got Xuling, who is saying hi. We've got Georgia, who is saying hi from Greece. Steve in the US. Dan's asking, can you buy a t-shirt? These t-shirts aren't for sale, unfortunately. We do have mugs for sale, so check out those. You can go to coffeebreakgiftshop.com. Lily was asking what level the previous video was. So the previous video was our translation challenge, and we would probably rate that level at the A2 level. So in the lower range of the videos on the club, because we're talking about passato prossimo. Yes, there were certain more challenging elements of vocabulary, but in terms of grammar, the agreements of past participles, that would be around an A2 level, maybe slightly moving into B1. Lily's also asking the cost in pounds, so the rough cost in pounds would be £110 for the year. Diane's asking, does the course help learners get ready for the exams? To the extent that we provide grammatical practice, to the extent that we provide ways in which you can build your knowledge of the Italian language, then yes, it does. But we don't specifically say that this course is for working on a particular exam or a particular certificate or something like that. Gina's asking, ci sono lezioni più avanzate che non usano così troppo inglese. So in the Coffee Break Club materials, we again are using a variety of English explanations because in these ones we're presenting, in some cases, challenging aspects of grammar. There are certainly more developed reading contents. So, for example, our discovery videos will give you a lot more in the sense of more advanced Italian. But again, the explanations will be in English. If you're looking for advanced materials, then definitely check out our masterclass. Masterclass is currently underway at the moment, but we will be running another masterclass hopefully later in the year. Okay, let's take a look at another testimonial. This Coffee Break Club user says, I love the fact that I can go to the platform and easily find and pick content that's right for my level of energy and curiosity on a given day. There's no excuse not to practice consistently when the options are so flexible and the content is so engaging. The presenters are also delightful, so thank you very much to that Coffee Break Club user. Okay, what we're going to do now is take a look at how the club works on our website. And for that, I think I can go over to my iPad here. Yep, there we are. Actually, that's not the website, that's the Coffee Break app. We'll just pop to the website first of all. So our Coffee Break Club website is within the coffeebreaktv.com. And you can see here as we scroll down, we can, for example, start with the Italian pathway. And the Italian pathway gives you examples of the types of videos that are covered. So some of the types of videos we've been looking at today. So we've got SIP videos. So these are study, investigation and practice, where we study a particular grammar topic, we investigate it further and then do some practice on it. We've got our series that is very, very popular, Dove mi trovo oggi? Where can I be found today? So it's identifying mystery locations based on the clues. We've got dictations, we've got readings, we've got quizzes, vocabulary, coffee break withs, and then the walk, talk and learn videos as well, where we're out and about talking about the Italian that we see around us on the streets of Italian speaking places. So that's just a kind of pathway to get started. But if we go to our Coffee Break Club Italian videos, and if we have a look at these, you'll see some of them are grayed out. That means I've already watched them. But you can see as I continue to scroll, then we see lots and lots and lots of videos. And this is where it just keeps adding to it because we've got hundreds of videos here for Italian learners, and you can work your way through all of these. We can also search for particular videos. So let's say we were looking for an aspect of grammar. Perhaps if we looked for, I don't know, the perfect tense. So we just start typing perfect, and actually I'm just thinking probably this won't show up because we have got some examples there. The verb piacere, the perfect tense. But if we look at the passato prossimo, we'll probably see that because of course it's called the passato prossimo in Italian. So there we go. Passato prossimo, when to use the auxiliary essere. Passato prossimo of modal verbs, when to use avere, and so on. So lots of examples there. We can also filter the videos. So if we want to see all the videos that last between 10 and 15 minutes, you can see all of those videos there, and you know that you've got 10 minutes worth of learning in that content there. So this is the Coffee Break Club on the Coffee Break TV website, but we also have a Coffee Break TV app where you can see all the same content. It's organised in the same way, so you can go straight to Coffee Break Italian videos. And of course, you've still got access to the French, the German, and the Spanish, but you can see all the videos here, and you can go straight into a video and start playing it here. So here's Maurizio with a video about La Repubblica Italiana.
Ciao! Welcome to the Coffee Break Italian Club. Io sono Maurizio, and today I have a discovery video for you. In our discovery videos, we take a look at fun facts or curious locations from across the world, and especially from Italy. So we'll be learning something new about the world while also working on our language skills. And today we're talking about Italy, especially when Italy became a republic. So as we dive into today's topic, we'll also be looking in depth at the Italian used in today's text. Allora, siamo pronti? Dai, andiamo alla scoperta del mondo insieme. Today's text is titled È nata la Repubblica Italiana. Let's read the text first and then let's analyze each sentence. Iniziamo. L'Italia è una nazione giovane, con poco più di 160 anni di storia.
Okay, I'm going to stop Maurizio there in the middle of his La Repubblica Italiana, but you get the idea. We're able to watch these videos, and also on the app, we can download the videos and store them on our device. And you can store them on the device for a month. Obviously, at the end of that month, you can download them again and so on. But for example, if you're going on a flight or you're not going to have internet access, then you can download a batch of videos and organize them in a playlist and have access to them where you need. We have a question on the... let me just see if I can get to this part here of my slides. Let me see. Lisa is saying, how's the club different from the academy? I get a bit confused with all of the different options. So this is a very common question we have. Basically, our Coffee Break Academy website is where you do the level 1, level 2, level 3 courses, and also where we offer our other courses such as the travel diaries and our masterclass and so on. So they all happen on the Coffee Break Academy, our academy website. Coffee Break TV is a separate website and a separate app. And the idea of Coffee Break TV is it's for maintenance. It's for taking your learning further and keeping learning on a regular basis. So that's where you can access the club, but it's also where we post other video content like our show podcasts and other video materials. So hopefully that helps you understand, Lisa, the difference between one and the other. If you have, for example, if you've bought Coffee Break Italian Level 2 in the Academy, that's a separate thing from a club subscription, and you could buy a club subscription and use your club subscription while you're working through the academy to give you further practice and give you something different to do and maintain that, even if you can't do a lesson every day. Hopefully that makes sense. Terry's saying, hi Mark, love watching your free video series currently on YouTube. How is the club different? So our free Coffee Break show videos that are being published on YouTube, these are our podcasts, and these typically involve myself and Francesca or Maurizio, and we chat about different aspects of the language. But there are at the moment, I think, 13 or maybe 14 episodes of that compared to the thousands of videos that we have in the Coffee Break Club. So obviously there's more content, it's more varied, there's these different styles of content. And talking of the different styles of content, let me just come back to another video. We're going to take a look at this video, and it's going to give you a flavour of some of those different styles of content. And after this, I'll answer some more of your questions. So let's take a look at this.
Let's take the verb dormire as an example, and let's see how we conjugate it with these endings we have just seen. Allora, dormo, dormi, dorme, dormiamo, dormite, dormono. Okay? So far so good. Ciao Maurizio. Ti scrivo da una pittoresca isola del Mar Tirreno. Per arrivarci ho guidato da Pisa fino a Piombino, poi ho preso un traghetto. Un famoso personaggio storico francese è stato esiliato proprio qui nel 1814. È la terza isola più grande d'Italia, dopo la Sicilia e la Sardegna, e la più grande dell'arcipelago toscano. Hai indovinato dove mi trovo oggi?
Now, today we are continuing to look at these different verbs which take a preposition, and I thought today we'd look at continuare a fare qualcosa, to continue doing something. So let's take a look at our first example. Continuo a fare lo stesso errore. Ripeto, continuo a fare lo stesso errore. So I'm continuing to make the same mistake. In a sense, when we say to continue doing something, there's no to preposition in English. However, when we say to continue to do something, then we can hear the a fare in there, continuare a fare qualcosa. So here, continuo a fare lo stesso errore. I continue making the same mistake, or I keep making the same mistake.
Okay, let's have a look at the other 5 words. La recensione. Review. La recensione. Il regista or la regista, film director. This word doesn't change, but depending on the gender of the director, you want to change the article. So il regista is a male director, la regista is a female director. So regista.
Allora, Francesca, ho una domanda.
Dimmi, Mark.
I don't think you wrote this text.
Oh, well spotted.
Because there were some masculine adjective agreements in there.
Sì,
So,
sì.
cosa succede?
Ho
Che
chiesto
scritto?
a mio fratello di
Capisco.
scrivere le sue impressioni sui viaggi.
Sui viaggi, va bene, ok. Il fratello di Francesca ha scritto questo testo.
Sì, sì.
Okay. Let's go back through the text and we'll talk about the interesting
Okay.
language in this. So let's just move back here. They introduced the new office manager at the meeting. Okay, let's have 10 seconds on the clock. Okay, the time is up. So let's think about this.
Le fontane sono attrazioni molto diffuse in tante città di tutto il mondo. Tuttavia, la fontana delle 99 Cannelle all'Aquila, in Abruzzo, è piuttosto unica per un motivo molto interessante.
Now, I thought this particular sign was nice because it says qualcosa di unico, something unique. Qualcosa di unico. And you can see here that in this shop everything is handmade, so it is unique. Now, I wonder, does this always happen? Do we always have to include di when we say something new, something old, something interesting, something unique? For that, I think we need to go back to the studio. Torniamo in studio.
Ciao Mark! I wonder if you did find something unique, qualcosa di unico, in that shop. So today we're talking about a specific grammar structure in Italian, qualcosa di plus an adjective, which in English we would translate as something plus an adjective. For example, qualcosa di unico in English is something unique. So what's the difference between these two structures in Italian and in English? In Italian, we have qualcosa plus the preposition di, so 2 words, always followed by an adjective in its singular masculine form. Whereas in English, we have just 1 word, something, followed by an adjective.
Di solito a lei non piacciono i musical, ma ha davvero apprezzato questo spettacolo. Ha detto che la scenografia e i costumi erano pazzeschi. Gli attori erano bravissimi e mia zia si è anche commossa. Dobbiamo assolutamente andare a teatro.
Hopefully that gives you a good example of some of the other types of materials that we have here on the Coffee Break Club. Now, a few other questions and comments. Paula is saying, when does the 30% offer expire? So the offer expires, I think, this Thursday or Friday. So it's this week, basically. I think it's probably this Friday. So make sure you use that, well, it's not quite a coupon code because ultimately we're going to be sending you to a website, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And in that, on that page, you'll be able to access the buttons that will give you the special offer. But make sure you do that this week. Monica is saying, sorry, I've got to go. I really do have to get back into my Italian learning. I hope you're able to do that with Coffee Break, Monica. I used to enjoy coffee breaking so much. Pizza tonight, but not with pollo. Francesca will be proud of you. Mima is saying ciao a tutti, sono felice perché sto imparando molto l'italiano con Coffee Break, ho comprato le lezioni. Grazie mille Mima. So Mima is glad because she's learning lots, having bought her lessons, and she lives in the United States. Ada's asking, how do I know my level? So our levels, we talked a little earlier about this whole idea of the European Framework of Reference, which is the CEFR, and that has levels from A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Ultimately, A1 is the sort of beginner's point, so you're in the early stages of learning a language. A2, you're moving on a little further, so in addition to making the kind of transactional statements, you can also understand lots more of the answers. B1, B2, that's into the intermediate stage, where you're confident in using the language and you can use it in a variety of different tenses and so on. And by the time you get to B2, this is really quite an advanced stage in the language. And then C1 is at that advanced stage, so you're understanding complex expressions, really the way in which the language works. And by C2, you are a fluent speaker, pretty much the same as a native speaker. Obviously, that's simplified. And one very important thing to say about these levels is that it's very possible that you are A2 in a particular skill, like speaking, but you might be B1 in your reading because you understand more when you've got the time to read it, or you understand more in a listening situation than you can actually say yourself. So it's very much about the difference between the productive skills and the receptive skills, and you might well be at a different point in different skills. So hopefully, Ada, that helps you identify what kind of level you're at. Okay. How do you access this offer? How do you take advantage of this? Well, there is a code on the screen, and you can scan that code with your phone, with the camera app on your phone, or you can go to coffeebreaklanguages.com/summer2024. And when you go there, I'll show you that on the website in just a moment. So when you go there, you will see all the information that you need, and crucially, those purchase buttons for signing up to the club. So can we just move over to my iPad here for just a moment? Hopefully this will work. Yep. So we can now see this. This is the special page that you go to when you access that code that I just shared. Information about the club. What do you want to learn today? Which kind of activity would you like? How long is your coffee break? So 3 simple questions that allow you to move forward with your learning. And join us for a taster session. So these are our taster sessions we've been running this afternoon. And obviously you can click there to watch the replay should you need to. But if you're watching this already, you probably don't need to because you've just watched it. More information about the Coffee Break Club. And the all-important, there's the timer, so it times out in 4 days. So yeah, that's Friday night. Someone was asking earlier, Paula was asking, when does the code time out? So 4 days, 6 hours, 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Why join the club? And then the all-important buttons. Choose your path to fluency. Do you want the monthly membership? So the monthly membership is where you pay $13.99 this month, and then it goes back up to $19.99 next month. So you can try it out for $13.99, see if you like it. You can always upgrade later to a full annual membership. So that's save 30% in your first monthly payment, and you can press that button there, unlock the 30% discount today. Or you can go for the annual club membership, where you're committing to a year of transformative learning for just $139.99. And that price is usually $199.99. And of course, this special offer this week only gives you 30% off all future payments. So it's the perfect time to purchase a membership to the Coffee Break Club. So that is the page that you need to go to, and to find that page, simply scan that code or go to coffeebreaklanguages.com/summer2024. Right, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to bring this to a close. Thank you so much for sticking around with me till the end of this session. I really hope that you have learned something. In fact, I'd like to ask you to post something in the comments. Just let me know, have you learned something in the past 45 minutes? I know I certainly have, because I think that's the whole idea of looking at these videos. We do learn something every time we take a video lesson. And in particular, I love that si chiama Pietro. That was one of my favourite things that we've covered in this session. So let me know in the comments if you have learned something. Enyo is just joining us and is asking, Enyo's from Saskatchewan, you're very welcome, even if you are late. There's no late here, it doesn't matter. So Enyo's asking, $139.99, is that US or euros? It is US dollars, so $139.99 US dollars for 1 year's access to the club, or roughly 30 odd cents, 33, 34 cents a day. Susan saying, Forza gli azzurri, grazie mille Mark. Thank you. Yes, good luck indeed to all teams participating in the Euros. As I'm sure many of you may know, Scotland is no longer participating in the Euros. But yes, we will support other teams now. Marianne learned about Si chiama Pietro, so that was new to Marianne. Good to know. And lots of you also saying that you've learned something today. And Sergio, a very nice statement here. Sergio saying, impara sempre qualcosa da te. So I always learn something from you. That's it for this little live lesson that we've done today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something, and I hope to see you in the Coffee Break Club. It would be great if you would consider taking your learning further and helping us build our learning that bit more. But for now, I will say grazie mille, and as ever, happy coffee breaking. Ciao, ciao.